This is the video presentation for the LAXO and bath bombs areas. This is the expansion of my project Inferno, which in the previous module I developed the part called the Loud Center. That part was a space to be loud and treat emotions and mental circumstances with alternative and joyful therapeutic activities. This space is developed in the current model and shown here is the LAXO spaces and bath bombs, which are the spaces for calming and soothing therapies will be hosts having a focus in the relaxation and trustness to the users towards the therapy. The spaces have a very different focus and cover opposite necessities of the loud center. These necessities make the user relax and feel safe when having therapy with counselors or psychiatrists. The sensation of empathy, hope, and confidentiality are the key sensorial points of focus. The areas are designed based on a white and neutral color palette to inspire purification and calmness. The use of rich textures like wood, concrete, reflective surface, textured fiberglass, real-life vegetation, white lighting, and soft leather inspires the imagination to think deeper and make the color palette appeal interesting to the human eye too. These mixtures of textures in white are intended to be in a composition of repetition and linear elements. As with the columns, walls, and prints in the fiberglass, these make the space look interesting with making the space reliable and predictable, which generates a sensation of trust and comfort in the user. The idea was to create a center as wide and calming as possible, but without looking boring and like a hospital, but still remain respectful and trustworthy. As you can see, besides the color palette and the design elements, the scale is exaggerated larger in order to give the spaces as much room for air and space flow as possible, making the whole combination of whites, rich textures, and repetitive linear shapes a majestic, immersive area like what happened when going to the beach or mountains, trying to recreate in that sensation. This is a feeling of repetition. As you can see, the same color palettes and predictable elements make the whole space part of a single moment, and the mind can fuse with the surroundings. The bath bombs areas, as you can see, is a space that will benefit all parts of the project because it's where students and professionals and people that work here can research new therapies and case study their patients. The idea is to have enough room to place desk for every therapist, doctor, counselor or coach that can research and take part in their own contributions to their discipline towards their practices with research offices and collection data libraries. So the new therapies and treatment research and advances in this center can be explored and shared with the outside world. There is a whole area dedicated to offering emotional and mental help as part of the Loud Center and the LAXO spaces. They should have a case study room from the professional and students that want to offer their services. These spaces can also host talks and events to explore and explain their findings and treatment proposals for mental and emotional well-being. The site weather, as you can see, it's changing in the video. I place these changes because it's the design consider each area of the project by using materials that the weather will reflect and transform into textures or shadows or effects in the interiors of the center, offering enough shelter from the outdoors, but also offering enough outdoor environments too. For instance, rain will be a wonderful show to admire because of the fiberglass reflections and shadows reflected in the interiors, as you can see in the animations. Then, snow will be a spectacular setup that matches the white palettes, giving the appearance to the center as a whole frosted ice sculpture. And then, when it's sunny, then the outdoor areas of resting and sitting can be enjoyed way more. LAXO is the methodical part of mental and emotional health. It's where people who have traumas and commit regretful acts can talk about and find guidance without being judged and by feeling entitled to have a negative human experience. That's the whole purpose with the scale, color palettes, materials, lighting, illumination effect that the user can feel in the mood of trust and entitlement. The loud center, by the other side, is a therapeutic place to join and drain. They're two different purposes. The Laxo spaces is a space to heal and restore, and the bath bombs is the place to study and research the design for new treatments for both spaces. Each space balance each other and function as part of a big center project. I hope you have enjoyed my video, my explanation, and please let me know what you think. Thank you.